What's going on? We're back today and we're having our Horse Talk Live, and this is the first Horse Talk Live in the Horse Help Challenge. So super exciting. Today, to help demonstrate preschool, kindergarten, and first grade and answer some of these questions is River. River is a Rocky Mountain gelding, and he has been sent to us because he's spooky and likes to buck. And we're trying to get that buck out of his system, trying to get that spook out of his system. And before I need to be proven that you're right by hopping on and getting bucked with, we're always starting from the beginning. It's amazing how all these clinics that we go to, all these places that we go to, people bring me a horse and they say, "Here, Michael, this horse will try to murder you." Okay, thank you. And I take it for a walk. And people are almost offended that I'm taking it for a walk. They want me to swing a leg over and prove them right. It's amazing how many horses that we'll work with that we'll go through the Respect series, we'll go through the program, do the first thing first, go to preschool, go to kindergarten, go to first grade. And by the time we get in the saddle, the horse doesn't do anything wrong. And I've had clients that are like upset. I said, "Why are you upset?" "Because he wasn't bad with you." Yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Well, it's because we went through the Respect series and we found his hole, the hole in his problems, the root, the fundamental cause of what is causing him to buck or to flip over or to rear or to run away. We're able to see what that is and then fix it. So by the time we get in the saddle, we don't have to go for a ride. I am the guy that's willing to say, "Hey, I'll ride anything that you have," but I have never bragged about being a bronc rider. I don't like bronking. I don't like going for rides. I don't like excitement. I like the horse saying, "Yes, sir, I'll do whatever you want to do." And I want to show you how to do the same thing. I want you to be able to be safer with your horse. I want you to be able to enjoy your horse and not feel spooked or worried that the horse is going to do something with you. And our program is going to show you how to do it. So before we get started, we have some questions that we can go over, and I'll answer some of those questions to the best of my ability for you.
So we're going to go through the questions by grade level that you guys have left on the post. So I'll go through each of those questions. Some of them might not sound exactly like your question because there were several people that had the same kind of idea, so I tried to make those questions fit that. We are also recording this for the membership and for the challenge as a regular video that's mic'd up. So if for any reason you have a technology glitch or you guys can't really understand something or hear it quite so great, we're in the middle of nowhere, so we try to make sure that we also regularly record our live videos, so we'll have that posted after this as well. So starting with preschool, how do you do preschool without a round pen or an arena?
All right, so the thing about preschool is just something that I put into the grade school levels to get to know a horse without even having it on the line yet. So if you don't have a round pen, if you don't have a closed pen, you're going to skip preschool and you're going to go to kindergarten. So in all of my clinics that we do, usually we're going to leave out preschool unless it's a colt start or unless we are putting it in if we're in a round pen. But a lot of clinics we do, we're in a field or we're in an arena or a big open space, in which case we are going to skip preschool and we're going to go straight to our halter. But if we have the round pen, then we're going to use it because it's going to give us insight on our horse. Remember, horses are honorable creatures. If you ask them the right questions, they will never surprise you. If you've been surprised by your horse surprised you, it shocked you, you did not ask it the right questions, and that's just what we're trying to find out.
Okay, so if they were going to, if they had an arena and there's several people have tried to work with a horse over a tarp on a line in like an open area.
Yes.
How are they going to send the horse over the obstacle? What do they do? Some of them feel like they're dragging the horse over the obstacle.
Right, don't start there. So we can use preschool as an opportunity to see how coddled the horse has been, how domesticated it is, how spooked it is. Whenever I take this horse and I take this halter off and I do preschool in here, it's just the opportunity for me to see how wild the horse is, how domesticated the horse is. Oftentimes my hardest horses to fix weren't the wild ones, weren't the undomesticated Mustangs, weren't the horses that were real spooky. It was the horses that have been babied and coddled, and whenever you push them towards the tarp, they would rather pop. They would rather turn around and try to run you smack dab over because they have no fear or respect of people, but they are worried about the outside world. In which case, that really lets me know a lot about the horse. But if you don't have that to start with, if you don't have the round pen to free lunge the horse to push them over the stuff, then we're going to start in kindergarten, which is simply backing the horse up.
Okay, so what qualifies, when they're out here, what qualifies the horse as a pass versus a fail in here? What are you going to qualify as passing?
So passing preschool is simple. We want the horse to be able to just move away from us, respect us more than it respects the tarp, period, bar none. The answer to that question is, if there's an inanimate object that's easier for you to cover, that's no wall, that is not hindering you, that is not keeping you, any sane horse with sane mind, healthy body can cover that tarp, no questions asked. So if they don't want to go over the tarp, they would rather run you over and kill. That lets you know so much about your horse. So passing, all I want to see is that the horse will pass over it with very little pressure. And that's it. And then we'll move to kindergarten.
Okay. When I start my horse out to lunge or for this exercise on a line, he's always shoulders into me before heading out on the circle. How do I fix this? How do I make sure they don't run me over?
We're not going to do preschool with a line. If you guys have a halter on your horse, we are not going to do preschool. We are not going to drive the horse over tarps and things to start as the first thing. You're setting yourself up for failure. There's a reason that we do a free lunge, and there's also a reason that whenever I go to Europe and there's no round pins, that we don't do preschool. If you don't have a big open space and you're going to drive that horse over something, we're not going to do it on the line to start. We're going to get that horse soft and easy and respectful of our space before that. If you've been trying to do preschool and you've been trying to do it online, you're going to feel frustrated and you're going to feel like, you know, you're not doing it right or something's going wrong. That's not the case. It's the fact of the matter is we don't have enough respect from the horse yet, and we don't have control of their head and control of their feet yet, but we're going to get that as the respect series moves on.
My horse blows the whole time we do this. Is this a sign of anxiety? Do I move on or keep working until the blowing stops? Did he still pass?
Great question. The horse is spooky, the horse is blowing. It's not a horse's fear that hurts you, it's their reaction to that fear. So we don't care how scared our horse is. What we scare is what they do about it. I've seen horses that have been a little uncomfortable and try to murder you, and other horses that are terrified that will do anything that you want. So we're trying to curve the way that they fear things. We're trying to curve their reaction. The most natural thing for a horse to do is to try to booger off, is to try to move off. What we want to do is have that horse do the thing that we ask you to do regardless of the situation. Think about it like resistance training. Think about it like boot camp. When your little 18-year-old children go to boot camp, they're going through resistance training. They want them to be able to understand and able to take instruction even when there's a lot of shenanigans going on. So we want to make sure that they can pass over the obstacles, that they can go where we want them to go, lightly and easily, regardless of how spooky they are. So if they do everything you're asking and they're blowing at the same time, that's okay. We don't need them to pass perfect, we need them to pass to move on.
How do you calm them down or slow them down during this? Is it okay if they go fast but still cross over everything?
It's completely okay if your horse surges over it. All we're looking for in preschool is how much the horse respects us. Again, the only reason that this is a thing is because I've met so many horses that rather go over, instead of going over that tarp, which any sound horse can go over, any horse alive can go over, they would rather run you over. Even if you had a flag in your hand, even if you had a crop or a liberty whip in your hand, they would rather run you over. And the awesome thing about that is that lets you know so much about that horse. That lets you know, okay, I need to watch out for this horse, because anytime that they get uncomfortable, if they'll run you over, they'll run away with you in the saddle. If they'll run you over, they're not going to listen whenever you apply the brakes or try to disengage them. So that just lets me know what kind of horse I'm dealing with, and that's why this is preschool.
What do you do when your horse wants to eat the tarp or drag it around?
That's completely fine. All we want to make sure is while they're eating the tarp, they move off of our pressure and go away from us.
As we progress, are we supposed to always start with preschool and advance the new lesson? Or do we only back up one lesson as a refresher in advance, or no refresher at all if the horse has passed the prior lesson and start with a new lesson?
Oftentimes preschool, I'm just going to do it one time that lets me know the horse that I'm working. Or if you're new to the system, it's good to see what kind of reaction your horse is going to have. It lets you know a lot about your horse. Preschool, oftentimes we'll do it one time and that'll be done. That'll let us know everything we need to know about the horse. Where we will come back to kindergarten and first grade repeatedly throughout the training process. A lot of times preschool is going to be a one and done unless the horse has a real issue with it. Then we'll do it as many days consecutive until the horse can pass the test easily.
How long should we be working on each grade level each day?
How long should you work on each grade level each day as you're working? Do it till your horse doesn't suck at doing it. What I want to see is that anything that the horse doesn't want to do, that's what we're doing. This is how hard it is to be a horse trainer. I wake up in the morning, I drink an ungodly amount of coffee until I feel physically uncomfortable. And then they put horses in front of me and I say, hey, what does this horse not like to do? It doesn't like water? I guess we're going for a swim. It doesn't like to load? Bring the trailer. It doesn't like to flex? I guess we're going to flex. It doesn't like to go? It doesn't like to whoa? Ho, ho, ho. Whatever the horse doesn't want to do, that's what we want to work on. So I will never give you do this for 5 minutes, do this for 10 minutes. Do it until the horse says, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, I'll be happy to do it. That's the whole point of the Respect series, is to make sure that we have a horse that is willing to do something, even if they don't feel like it, even if they wake up on the wrong side of the bed. So many people get hurt on trained horses. Very few of us ride a horse that if you have to blindfold the horse and tie him to a tree and 3 people hold him for you to get on, very few people want to ride that horse. So most people are getting hurt on a trained horse. If you're getting hurt on a trained horse, it either doesn't respect you or it isn't paying attention. And that's what the Respect series is here to find out.
And so you just want them, as soon as they pass, you can move on to the next thing.
Yes, ma'am. Think about it like this. When I show up to a clinic and I have a dozen horses to ride, or if my wife signs it up, I'll have 15 horses to ride that day. And what I want to do is I want to give them the final exam of each grade. Preschool, if you will, kindergarten, first grade, second grade. We're willing to spend as much time as we need to for them to pass a grade and try as many different things for them to pass a grade. We're dead set that they pass the grade. We're flexible about our approach. But as soon as they pass, and here in the state of Mississippi, the great state of Mississippi, if I must say, you can pass with a 69.5 because that rounds up to a 70, and you can get a diploma with a D. Trust me. With that being said, if they pass, move to the next thing. Because as you keep advancing them, tomorrow when you come back, they're going to pass with a higher grade.
Is the flag stick for driving them or for desensitization in preschool?
In preschool, the flag stick is to drive them. So if you don't have a flag stick, you can drive them with a lash whip and a pop and make sounds with it. We're just trying to see in preschool if the horse will move away from us. If the horse respects us enough to move away from us, even though there's something scary in front of them.
My horse freezes and just flinches, and I really have to push them to cross. Does that fear go away?
Absolutely. The more times that you drive through that horse's fear, it's just a mental hurdle. There's nothing here in this round pen that's going to hurt this horse. So every time that this horse gets to something and thinks, I can't do it, and they do it, just like every time you do something that you previously thought you couldn't do, it builds your confidence. We don't care if the horse is afraid, and we don't care if the horse doesn't think they can do it, and we don't care if the horse is afraid. Every time they go over it, it's going to build their confidence. Oh, I did it, and I didn't die. Thank you. Every time that you cross it, every time that you do something that your horse doesn't want to do, you're going to build that much more confidence in your horse and in your horse's faith in your leadership.
Do we use big, exaggerated motions to start with and then get calmer as they figure it out?
Absolutely. Everything in this Respect series, we're going to be as obvious and ridiculous as possible. Any people in the industry, if there's any drawback in our program, and imagine what kind of drawback this is. Well, you move too fast. You know that. There's too much progress, and I hate it. I want it to take forever. It's 2021, guys. Evolution caught up. We should be able to make meaningful progress with your horse at a rapid rate. If we aren't progressing quickly, then that means we're not being clear. Crystal clear communication has the horse saying, oh, okay. So instead of trying to do this stuff correctly and perfectly, where we just lean and look and drive that horse's rear through, lean and look and drive that horse's rear through, I might do jumping jacks behind the horse. Hey, let's go that way. Because if we do that and the horse says, oh, that's what it means, we can very quickly settle it down and get perfect where we're just looking and driving that horse's rear through. So be as ridiculous and over top as you need to be for the horse to understand. Quickness comes from clarity. The quicker that horse can wrap its head around the idea that, oh, this is what we're doing, you're going to get the answer that you're looking for.
My gelding didn't want to go to the left even with the flag stick. I couldn't get him off of my side. However, if I walked ahead or drug the flag stick on my side, he would cross every obstacle. Does that count as passing?
No, ma'am. So the question was, hey, the horse won't get away from me. That's all preschool is. Will the horse get away from you? So we start with the flag stick, but if that horse says, even with the flag stick, I don't care, I'm not going to listen to you. Imagine you're a predator, which you are. Your eyes are in the front of your head. That's a prey animal. The eyes are on the side of his head. If you are jumping up and down and swinging stuff at him and he won't move, you will not get that horse to stop on your saddle if there's a problem. The same horse that won't go for you won't whoa for you.
Says, but I'm playing.
So you want to make sure that is absolutely not passing if they follow you over it. The whole point of preschool is how much respect does that horse have for you? Will they drive over? The reason I like preschool is because it puts you completely out of harm's way. That's why for you guys that don't have a round pen, I don't want you on the line because that connects you with the horse. I want to see if you are completely away from that horse, can you drive that horse and give enough energy to that horse to move over something he doesn't want to? Because it lets you know a lot about your relationship with your horse. Are you their friend or are you their mother? Their friend, they do what their friend wants to do most of the time, but most of the time it's not enough. If you've ever been in a car accident, you could have been driving for years, one fraction of a second, and now your life's in shambles. With horses, it's the same way. You being friends with the horse might do what you want to do or follow you over a tarp the majority of the time. The majority of the time is not enough, because it only takes one time, it only takes a fraction of a second for you to get injured, for you to get hurt. So we want you to be in control 100% of the time. And if you're not mama bear, if you're not the driver, if you're not the one dictating where the horse goes, it's very easy for that to end up a issue.
What do you do with a horse that will kick out at you if they aren't interested in what you want them to do? How do you handle that? How do you apply enough pressure to move them forward?
Great question. So if you have a horse that kicks out at you and is threatening you, that's exactly why we're doing preschool in the first place. If you show that flag stick and you can't put enough pressure on them and they're kicking at you, put the flag stick down and get you a lash whip, a long whip. And that long whip is designed, that lunge whip, to get you out of their kick zone. So you can pop and make a sound, but also you can touch them and they can't touch you, because it's 5 foot tall with the 6 foot lash. That's 11 feet plus your arm. That's the extra 3 feet. So very quickly, you know, you're outside of their kick zone. You can touch them and they can't touch you, and that's what horsemanship is all about. Can you pressure the horse without them pressuring you? Whenever they're kicking at you with the flag stick and they're threatening you, they're pressuring you. For successful horsemanship with any horse, and not to leave any horses behind, you got to find a way to outwit the horse, outsmart the horse, where you can pressure them. They feel your mental pressure, but you don't feel their mental pressure.
What if the horse in preschool just goes around a different way? Should it be me, the object, and then the fence? Or where should the horse be in relation to me and the object?
When I'm driving this horse, just watch. I'm going to start with a flag stick for the sake that I don't want to have to put a physical repercussion. Do not get this confused or mistaken. If this horse tries to eat me through this flag stick or threatens me, then I'm happy to make physical contact. I'm happy to go grab a lunge whip, but I like to start just with mental pressure and see if I can move that horse around. Again, this is really letting me know, preschool being the very first thing that I do, lets me know who I'm dealing with. If that horse looks at this flag stick and says, I'm not scared, and just charges me, and I've had it happen. I've had horses try to strike and bite at me. I've had horses try to kick at me. I've had horses try to run me over. If they can't cross over, that right there is a couple millimeters thick. It's a foot wide. They can step over it with no problem. If they say, I would rather murder you than go over that tarp, that lets me know so much. And that's the whole point in first grade, is to know what you're dealing with. The other thing is that getting that horse over that, in the animal kingdom, whoever moves their feet is the beta. Whoever drives is the alpha. It's that simple. Whether you're talking about walruses or banty roosters or peacocks, it doesn't matter. Whoever's trying to be tough puffs up, stands their ground. Whoever is saying yes sir, yes ma'am is moving away. So we're speaking in their language, and that's why the whole program is so successful, because we're speaking a language that they understand. So I want to get right behind that horse. My eyes are going to be on the hip of that horse, and I'm going to drive him forward. So I'm going to come here, point this way. So right there, he tried to cut in. I stepped in and pushed him over. Switch sides. One time to each side, that's all I'm looking for. Did you see for a moment that horse was uncertain if I was desensitizing or if I was asking him to go? Very quickly I made it clear by having my shoulders forward, looking assertive, mean face. Practice your mean face at home in the bathroom in front of the mirror. There's a big difference between this, and this is desensitizing. This is push. See the difference? It's that clear.
He's like, I'm going.
If we were colt starting at our colt starting clinics, if you look through our membership class, see, you know, the hundreds of colts that we started, this is where we start, because this lets them know that we can push them, that we can move them, that if they make, like in that case, the horse kind of hesitated and tried to stop on us, that we push them through it. If the horse comes our way, that we'll swing that flag right in their face. We'll put it right in between them and us and push them off. Very quickly, that horse is already in a different state of mind. That horse is already, I'm not worried about the tarps, I'm worried about you. Yes, that's it. If we're going down the Grand Canyon, if we are going down the side of the Appalachian Trail, we don't want that horse worried about the Appalachian Trail. We don't want that horse worried about the Grand Canyon. We want the horse worried about us. And from the very beginning, we're driving this horse, we're moving his feet, and he is thinking about us, not thinking about his surroundings.
Now, your obstacles that you have in here, your tarps, they're skinnier and they're longer and they touch the wall.
Yes.
And the reason for that, instead of like a big rolled out tarp, is what?
Well, so the bigger and wider the tarp is, it's easier to go into a lake than it is a puddle. The longer that tarp is, the more ground it covers, the easier it is to drive them over it. So I'm not trying to give them a real hard test. I'm just trying to give them a simple test and let them know how they feel. You wouldn't believe how many horses come here and they fail this. They've been around people, and only the horses who have been around people. There has never been a Mustang that has come here that has been undomesticated who wouldn't run away from a person over a tarp. Because you're a predator, they're a prey animal, that obstacle is not enough to stop them. Shoot, a lot of those horses, they have to have 6-foot fences because they'll leave the fence. So many times it's only the domesticated, coddled, babied horses who have so little respect for people that if they feel a little frightened, they'll come your way, they'll come at you. So that really lets me know what kind of horse I'm dealing with and lets me know what I'm in for the rest of the Respect series.
So for those of you guys that are just hopping on here, if it freezes for any reason or the volume doesn't sound good, we are recording this in sections based on the grade level that will get posted after the fact. So you'll be able to see those. They'll be horizontal. It'll be a much prettier video. Right now we're going to go ahead and stop that video.